This jaguar took down a crocodile in water. While some people might be thinking this is not common, jaguars are really good swimmers. Unlike other cats, they adapted to wet habitats, so seeing a jaguar in a river, a lake, or a wetland is not as strange as you may think. Jaguars are the third largest cat in the world after tigers and lions. They are apex predators that feed on 85 different animal species. They can weigh up to 260 pounds and reach a length of 6 feet, not including their 3-foot tail. So whenever you see a jaguar walking along a riverbank, it's not looking for any prey they can take down, they're looking for the biggest prey. To prove that they're really good swimmers and know their way around the water, pay attention to their walk. They're careful not to lift their feet too high in the water, this way they don't create a splash, so they remain virtually unnoticeable even though they don't blend well into the background. What are they hunting? Well, on the other side of the river, there are 2 caiman crocodiles basking in the sun. With laser-like precision, this jaguar is drawing nearer and nearer. After swimming silently across the river, making sure not to make any noise, the jaguar got close to one of the crocs. And then, in only 2 pounces, it grabbed the crocodile by the neck, severing its central nervous system. The croc tried to get away, but the jaguar's bite paralyzed the croc. So after a little struggle, the croc gave up, which shows you just how smart jaguars are when it comes to hunting. Next up, we have the camera visit. A jaguar approached a camera woman in the middle of the night and her heart briefly stopped. Justine, a professional camera woman who's dedicated her entire life to observing and filming big cats in the wilderness, got a surprise in the middle of the night. While still in her hideaway with her night vision camera, a big male jaguar started approaching the hideout spot. At first, Justine didn't pay much attention to the jaguar and thought it was just like every other nighttime encounter with a big cat. However, as the animal drew closer, she became worried. You can see the fear in her eyes. She stopped talking, and as the jaguar came closer, she stopped breathing altogether. Only when the giant cat went away did she let down her guard, started breathing again, and talked to the camera. Justine admitted that for a second there, she believed this encounter could have gone horribly wrong. However, the jaguar turned away, and Justine could finally get some sleep. The jaguar's favorite prey is the capybara. As we've said, jaguars feed on over 85 different animal species. However, their favorite prey is the capybara. This is because the capybara smashes that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, it's because the capybara's only defense mechanism is running. They might be the biggest rodent in the world, but when it comes to their own defense, they're mostly helpless. Jaguars hunt them for their high protein content. Here you can see the jaguar slowly drawing closer and closer to the capybara. They were completely unaware of the danger lurking behind that tall grass. So when he had to clear shot, the jaguar pranced and quickly grabbed the closest capybara. The animal tried hiding in the water, but it was pointless. The jaguar had already grabbed the animal by the neck and it could not run. And now comes the jaguar and the deer. This video perfectly illustrates the hunting skills and dexterity of a jaguar. As you can see, the deer is peacefully grazing under the shade. However, what the deer doesn't see is the jaguar lurking beneath the little hill. Blending perfectly in the tall grass, the jaguar sneaks up silently on the deer. At one point, the deer senses that something's wrong and raises its head. However, because jaguars are so stealthy, the deer didn't see the predator nearby. As soon as the attacker was close enough, it pranced on the helpless deer. The prey tried running away, but the jaguar was faster, and in a matter of seconds, the deer became lunch. And then we have jaguars versus sea turtles. The olive ridley sea turtle was found on a beach in Costa Rica and is 15 years old. At that age, she's sexually mature and can start her first mating ritual. The olive ridley sea turtle needs to get out of the water to lay its eggs on the beach, so tens of thousands of these sea turtles flock to the beach and lay eggs that'll hatch and become the next generation of sea turtles. The nesting lasts for 3 days, and the turtles mostly come at night. One half-eaten turtle carcass was found 50 yards away from the nesting site, but only a few predators can carry a 100-pound turtle over that distance. The jaguar is the largest cat in the Americas and the only predator capable of killing and dragging such a big prey. The only reason there are so many jaguars on this beach is because of the high turtle population. For the jaguar, the olive ridley sea turtles are its most common food source here. Next comes the fearless otter. A giant otter might look fearless while basking in the sun, but looks can be deceiving, right? These 2 female jaguars, sisters, Jaju and Medrosa, spotted the giant otter relaxing on the riverbed and they carefully approached the giant otter, making sure not to make a sound and scare it off. The attack happened in Brazil at Panthera's research station so observers could get a good look at the attack. The jaguars usually eat capybara rodents, the biggest rodent in the world. Instead of running away like other prey, the giant otter stood and fought for its life. The two jaguars were scared by the otter's defensive stance and its loud hissing sounds. That's right, one otter scared off two powerful jaguars. The jaguars watched the otter from a distance as the animal swam in the river. It's funny to note that the locals call these giant otters aquatic jaguars because of their superior swimming ability. And as the jaguar was observing the otter sitting on a tree trunk above the water, the giant otter called for reinforcements. As the other otters banded together and approached to attack the jaguar, the big cat ran away as quickly as possible. Let's not forget about the selfie victim. While trying to take a selfie at the jaguar enclosure, a 30-year-old woman fell into the jaguar exhibit. Being predatory in nature, the jaguar immediately pounced on her, and the woman sustained serious injuries to her arms. At first, people tried pulling her away from the animal, but it was no use. The jaguar's strong grip couldn't be broken. In a state of panic, the woman grabbed her water bottle and swung it at the jaguar. The big cat was distracted and let go of her. At that point, the people pulled her away. Despite being free, she was in shock after the attack. After the incident, the jaguar was removed from public display, but the animal will not be euthanized. The zoo officials at Wildlife World Zoo, Aquarium, and Safari Park in Arizona said that all their enclosures follow strict guidelines. Therefore, visitors should respect the boundaries set by the zoo because there are wild animals inside. The woman decided to stay anonymous and admitted her mistake. She said it was her fault for taking the selfie so close to the enclosure, and she sent an official apology to the zoo. The other jaguar versus crocodile battle happened with a jump. Jaguars are ambush predators, and as such, instead of chasing their prey like a cheetah, the jaguar likes to pounce on prey when they least expect it. While chasing South America's largest terrestrial mammal, the tapir, the jaguar was drawn to the river. However, before the predator could capture its next meal, the tapir escaped into the water. So now the hunt has to continue. On the lookout for fresh prey, the jaguar spots a crocodile eating fish. If she plays her cards right, this female can capture the deadly predator. As the crocodile entered the water, she carefully watched from a distance. Completely oblivious to the danger that lurks above, the crocodile approached the shore, waiting for an unsuspecting animal to come to the watering hole. By this time, the predator becomes the prey. Just as the crocodile drew near the shore, the jaguar had a clear shot. She jumped into the water, landing directly on top of the crocodile. She quickly bore her teeth into its throat and held on tight. Even though they were in deep water where the croc would have had the upper hand, the attack was so precise the crocodile didn't stand a chance. YouTube thinks you should watch this video next.